Depeche Mode, Just Can't Get Enough, from their 1981 album Speak and Spell.
I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. It's getting harder, it's a burning love, and I just can't seem to.
I find it a very good example of the early percussive and almost contrapuntal line writing, where it's not that much about the vertical harmonies, but about the lines and where they lead you to. They always use some modal implications where they lower or raise a tone, a half note, to create different moods and to create different meaning. I was astonished the first time I analyzed this, how many synth sounds were in there that are kind of hidden and not that obvious, that make all this thick arrangement in the end, that bring the lines to life. And let's walk through it for a second to see what I mean. So the first rendition of the theme, right? It has got some, let's listen to the original for a second. You hear these percussive lines in the back that add to the main synth lead line. Here's the first one. It's the lead line. Then you've got a tenor line in the lower register. It stays on that note G and adds to the depth of it. And here's another line creating overtones. I think it must have been another synth, I'm not completely sure, but all three of them together. Create that thick in-your-face sound. Obviously when that sustained note comes in the last bar, dee da da da, it kind of opens up the whole thing. And yeah, always when that happens, when it switches from the percussive to the sustained style, it's always a big event. It really opens up the song and brings us to other places. Then obviously in good old layering fashion, the kick drum and hi-hat and the bass come in. It's almost like a ska feel with this upbeat hi-hat. And tonality-wise, we seem to be in G, right? Yeah, now it's obvious because the bass stays the G and the C. While at the beginning, right? So now we know how we are supposed to hear that with the G in the bass and the C. So oftentimes in Depeche Mode sounds you find intros that kind of leave you hanging in the air and later on explain how you're supposed to hear the thing. For example, we could have heard this in C with a G here. Yeah. But the fact that the line ends on, we don't want to go here, we don't want to resolve this to C, but want to go back to G. And it's pretty clear that it's a G tonality at this point. First verse. So now the bass states the F of the C tonality, right? Here's the F. A single rendition of the F. right? Dee, da, da, da. So here we seem to resolve to C. Da, 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 da. Just can't get enough, just can't get enough. It's almost like a plagal cadence though, with a church mode kind of ending. So are we hearing a hymn is the question. And the vocals and the backing vocals seem to support that, because here's the leader of the congregation singing da 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 da. Oh, let's just praise the Lord. Let's just praise the Lord. Da 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 da. And on a more mundane level, it's just a vamp. It's like we hear two times the G, 2 times the C. But we don't want to stop here. We just want to hear it all. We want to hear it over and over again. Okay, so we've got the F in the verse, leading us to a momentarily C tonic. Then we've got the pre-chorus. So now we're opening up, right, with the da, dee, da, 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 da. Now we've got the F sharp, right? Even though the F sharp isn't stated in the song, you don't find it anywhere. So it could be da 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 dee da 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 dee da 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 dee da. We don't want to hear it that way, but it would be possible. So setting the F and being kind of a Mixolydian mode, right? This is very hard to cadence in Mixolydian because the gravity towards the C chord is that strong. That works with that upward line. Okay, good. So we obviously want to hear the F sharp here. Da, 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 da. Da, dee, da, 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 dee, da, da, dee, da. What I found interesting here is that you kind of hear that sustained line from the first hook. Dee, da, da, da. Here it's kind of embellished and reversed. Da, 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 dee, da, 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 da. Right. You hear it in the lead line of the center. And in the melody of the vocals too. Okay. The explanation of the chorus. We add a percussive line. Where is it? It is here. Next verse, everything stays kind of the same, pre-chorus. Next chorus, new lead lines added. An octave above, G pentatonic, same with C. Right, so outlining the G and the C chord mainly, arpeggios of the root version of them. Da 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 da. Then suddenly we're switching gears. Now we have the F sharp in the end. We're tonicizing the secondary dominant here. So it's A major to D major, which is the secondary dominant to our G home tonality, right? We're staying with the mood and arpeggiate these chords. We've got D. Another sound, right? This is brand new. The whole bridge is kind of brand new. We leave tonality and we leave sounds too. With this weird brass shout at the end. Like we walk up that line and it's a first inversion B minor chord now with the F sharp. First inversion C. And we're going to a first inversion C sharp chord, C sharp major. And strongly lead to the G here. This is a feature of the Depeche Mode songwriting that I like very much, these chromatic movements and chromatic shifts in the lines, with these C sharp here, just going up chromatically. I don't know. You wouldn't usually find that in kind of stadium rock band sound. But yeah, I like it a lot. So this is the brass shout and this sound. It's like a brass coming through. Okay, here are the fanfares. The angels are shouting out, wow, this is great. You're in love, and what's better than this? Back to G. Another rendition of the chorus now, stripped down and with backing vocals and rhythm section. What is interesting here is that now in the second time around, the choir sings the just can't get enough, the F falling to the seventh of the G chord, falling to the E of the C chord, to the third, which is kind of a regular cadence now. So now we're really tonicizing the C chord. So,
I just can't get enough. 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 I just can't get enough.
this again for me is kind of a hint at the beginning, or like a motif that is happening. It's dee, da, da, da. This fall from the C to B and from the F to E that is stated here. I just can't get enough, just can't get it. I just can't get enough, I just can't get enough. Right. So we get these repeated motifs, and it subconsciously reminds us of parts of the song that we have heard before. Play it. And there's with the hook line here. Interestingly, because we tonicize the C chord here, we've got a stronger C tonality because of that fall from the F to the E. The lead line does not end on the B, but goes down to the C. Right. We're here now. C. C time. Okay. What else do we have? Fourth chorus, again variation of the lead line. Now it's an arpeggio in the downward direction. Still, it's G. Very cool. We're not getting bored. Bridge again. The angels. And now the outro with the chorus again, clearly stating with the long oohs in the vocals. I play you the original.
Just can't get enough. I just can't get enough.
slightly out of tune, or at least dissonant seventh going to the third. It's like a sigh, right? Oh, if I just could be together with her. We still don't know if he's dreaming or if he's actually together with that girl. So we started out with this half step here, and we're ending with this half step here. Clearly going back to C, right? They leave us with that sigh and the yearning of wanting to be together with that girl and wanting to repeat it over and over again. That's why you've got these chords, this vamp. On a more esoteric note, does the G that we always hear, and that must have been stated for 1,000 times, refer to girl? G for girl, who knows? Maybe this is him and this is her. Or the other way around, maybe this is her and this is the one that just can't get enough. Just can't get enough, just can't get enough. Okay, with these strange thoughts, I leave you and hope you could get something out of it and can help you for your own songwriting maybe. If you want to leave something in the comments and add to the discussion, feel free to do so. I would be very happy about it. Bye-bye.